let me know a little bit about yourself.
Finance and investing has always been I guess you could call it a hobby, I guess, but I've been really interested in it over the years. But sometimes I feel like I lack the confidence to dive into it properly. I did a little bit of dabbling in stocks a few years back and wasn't an awesome experience. So I think it gave me cold feet. I think I'm not alone when I say I made some beginner mistakes. Right? I think a lot of people are in that boat. I bought high, I sold low.
So how's the performance been? How's it gone for you? What's it looking like?
I don't want to get too stoked about it. I don't want to put too much hyperbole into this conversation, but like so much better than I expected. Like I'm up about, I should have done the math before we hopped on, maybe 140% over the past year. And that's like, I could not have even really hoped for that, especially with my past experience.
Hey, I'm David, the CEO here at EA Automatic, and I really appreciate you jumping on a call with me today, Marcus. Before we just roll into some stuff, just like let me know a little bit about yourself. What you got going on in your life?
Yeah, what's up, David? I'm happy to be on the line with you. My name is Marcus. Once again, it's great to meet you and be on here with you. I'm just going to start simple. I'm in IT and all the things that go with that. Not too glamorous, but it's good stuff.
More than fair. IT's going to be around for a while, so that makes all the sense in the world. How's it treating you these days? What's going on?
I appreciate it because it's steady work. It's not the most exciting days in the world, right? But it pays decent. The people I work with are nice people. But just being in that industry, I've just had these days where I'm sitting here thinking like, is there something I'm missing? Is there something else I should be doing? Something more to do? So, yeah.
Gotcha. There's probably like somewhat of a repetitive nature to it, even though it's like, half the time when you're working with people, it's more about the people that you're working with rather than what you're doing. But at the same time, you don't want to get stuck in a rut, So what's been on your mind, my guy? What's going on?
Well, like finance and investing has always been I guess you could call it a hobby, I guess. But I've been really interested in it over the years. But sometimes I feel like I lack the confidence to dive into it properly. I did a little bit of dabbling in stocks a few years back and wasn't an awesome experience. So I think it gave me cold feet to dive in further to that hobby, to that interest. So I kind of took a little break.
Gotcha. So when you were picking stocks, what exactly happened? Tell me more.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm not alone when I say I made some beginner mistakes, right? I think a lot of people are in that boat. I bought high, I sold low. I think my big thing was I got really emotional about losses. Like I took them really personally, which a lot of folks would tell you like, don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Right. And I was doing that and I couldn't really stop doing that. I put about $2,000 into it and lost that before I decided, you know what, maybe this isn't the thing for me. Maybe I should call it quits. And of course, my partner who was going through the experience with me, she was not super thrilled about the experiment. So yeah, took a break.
Yeah, man, that's a hard lesson sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I guess it's better to, you learned and you move forward, but
right.
But still, so let me know then. So how did EA Automatic come into your picture? What happened then?
Yeah, EA Automatic. Whoo, yeah. I mean, I was just watching another kind of random YouTube channel, and it was about personal finance, something like that. It just sort of low key, just trying to keep it in my brain waves and stay on the pulse a little bit. But then one of your ads came on, and YouTube ads. Usually I'm not watching those, right? Usually I'm skipping them. But there was something about the presentation of your ad that, I don't know, it caught my attention and it piqued my interest really fast.
Cool. Yeah, we try to keep our ads pretty straightforward and not too hype based. So, right. I'm glad that you liked our style. So what did you do after seeing the ad?
I actually watched it a second time. Again, something I don't do. And I went to the website pretty quick there, started reading through all your stuff. And I hopped on that Telegram community really fast. Yeah,
Got
just found myself doing it. I kind of, yeah, I dove in, and I didn't expect that to happen.
Well, that's a solid approach, man. That makes all the sense in the world. So, like, was there like a specific moment or something that like kind of convinced you to, pursue this, to go after it, to try give it a try? You were already burned once. So, like, what happened
Right.
with, what was the moment? What convinced you to pursue us?
I think, honestly, it was how transparent your team was at the jump, just being really transparent with me and being really honest. A lot of the investment opportunities that are out there, they'll hype up the good stuff and they'll be like, it's all candy and roses and stuff and victories. And no one's really upfront about the reality of the drawdowns and market volatility and stuff. Right. And so for me, it was that balance of here's the good and also here's the stuff that you might run into that might discourage you. And I don't know. I feel like I benefited from that at the top of everything. Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you know what? That's huge to me personally, because so many people have unrealistic expectations, and we really like to set realistic expectations. So many people want to like over leverage, and then they're surprised when they blow their money out. And you're like, well, but dude, you're essentially gambling. You're not investing. You're gambling, and that's not what we're looking for. Generally,
Right.
if you want to gamble, fine, but then know you're gambling. Know
Yeah.
what you're getting into. So what? How'd you get started with us? What were your first steps?
Yeah. So like I said, I contacted y'all through the Telegram. That was
Uh-huh.
my first step.
Gotcha.
And just feeling that professional vibe and also friendly vibe at the same time. Like so often you're going to get one or the other. You're going to get over friendly. You're going to get really professional, but very robotic and mechanical. And your team was just so good at explaining the process to me, setting up my account, helping me with that. And also mentioning that y'all only work with licensed brokers.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Which is a positive thing for me. But again, it was that balance of things. It was that transparency, but also being there to help me, and just feeling very invited by y'all to come in and try out what's going on and see if it's for me.
Gotcha. Well, that's on point. That's completely right. That's licensed traders. That should be a red flag for other people out there that don't see that. So, is that convince you to go live with us then?
Yeah, pretty much. Just all those little good things that I said. And I started with about $5,000 this time. And I know not everyone has that lying around. I fully realize that, but that was money that I felt like I could kind of throw in, try things out. It's not the end of the world if things go south and I lose it. But yeah, I just wanted to start with what I thought at the time was a reasonable amount and just test out y'all and see if we can make things happen while also minimizing like potential risk and damage so that I don't go through what I went through again. And my partner's like, what is going on? Why do you keep doing, you know what I mean? I just don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah. 5K is a pretty impressive like amount to start with. Our minimum to start is just 500 because any less than that and the machine can't work properly. But, so how's the performance been? How's it gone for you? What's it looking like?
Yeah, like I don't want to get too stoked about it. I don't want to put too much hyperbole into this conversation, but like so much better than I expected. Like I'm up about, I should have done the math before we hopped on, maybe 140% over the past year. And that's like, I could not have even really hoped for that, especially with my past experience. And I'm stoked about it. About 140% up.
Love man. That kills any money markets that you're going to find out there. That's the real deal right there. Pretty incredible. 140% in a year it's got to feel great, man. How do you feel?
Yeah, incredible is a good word for it. But also, if I'm being really honest with us here, it feels surreal, and I think the thing that's really keeping me in it, in addition to the things I already said, is like it's just so consistent month after month, right? And that's a huge surprise for me, right? With the market being so volatile, it's like the ups and the downs. I think that's what keeps some people in is they kind of, even though they might not say it, they like riding that wave. I am not about that wave, man. I'm about consistency. So I'm just pumped about how month after month, I'm seeing what I want to see.
Groovy. Gotcha. Yeah. Did you have any, you talked about, the market is volatile. There are ups and downs, of course. Did you have any moments where you did question the system, if you caught a little down moment or anything like that?
Yeah. It's a great question. Again, it's that honesty, right? It's that transparency. There was a rough patch about maybe 6 months in. I had a drawdown period. It wasn't anything too crazy, too dramatic, but for about like a few days there in a row, I was seeing an account decline, and I think it was just bringing up those memories from the past, making me feel a little nervous. Like, it's been a good run, but is my time with y'all maybe coming to an end? Is this where it stops? But luckily, like I said, I just had to navigate those few days and sort of be a little hands off, which is not my instinct. Right.
That can be very tricky for some people. They're so used to just staring at the screen all day and sweating over every little movement, but so what did you do to handle the nerves? How did you handle it?
Like I said, I had to sit back a little bit. I had to remind myself why I went with this particular approach, with this route in the first place, because like I said, I think when we first hopped on, like, I get pretty emotional about the losses. I get pretty emotional about the mistakes that I have made. And so when I force myself to, like I said, step back a little bit, take some deep breaths, right? And let the system do its thing. Right? Even when my instincts were saying, hop in, intervene. It was that thing of like, well, this is why I chose y'all in the first place, because you allow me to not, as you said, hawk over my screen this whole time. Maybe I just need to relax through it, go through it for a few days, see what happens. Luckily, on the other side of it, things were looking good again.
Yeah. There you go, Marcus. That's the excellent discipline that's the way, my guy.
Thank you.
So what are your plans for your gains? What are you choosing to, how are you going to, what are you putting this towards? Let me know about your life.
Yeah, my partner and I, we've been mulling over going to maybe Asia for a few years now. We've been talking about those vacation plans, specifically Japan and Thailand. My parents have both been there.
The beaches in Thailand, man. The beaches in Thailand and Vietnam are amazing. And the food is so good. And it's so reasonable. Dude, go. Take your earnings, go. Take the partner. Go do it. You deserve it.
David, thank you so much. It's so funny. I'm getting a deja vu right now. You're echoing my parents. They have said the exact same things to me. And so now that I've been with y'all for a handful of months now, and I'm able to put some money away, like some real money, I'm feeling really confident that my partner and I can make that dream come true in this next year, 2026. Here we come. Big things.
There you go, dude. That makes my heart swell. I'm really glad to hear that sort of stuff. I love hearing people, success stories, man, just doing the right thing. So on that note, if someone were to, with your background, and if someone were to talk to you and they were to ask you about EA Automatic, what would you tell them?
Yeah. Oh boy, there's so much. I wish I had maybe thought of this one before we hopped on, but let me see. I think if any of y'all out there, right, are looking for a way to participate in the markets without that that emotional stress that we've been talking about back and forth a little bit, right? Just getting emotionally stressed about the active trading and all that goes in with that. If you want to be able to have a trustworthy team helping out, and so it's not just you making the mistakes and feeling really down on yourself. Like, if you want to try out this thing without so much of that emotional roller coaster that I just don't know if it benefits anyone, this is worth considering trying out. It's just been a blessing for me. Put that out there. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, man. The emotional stress, and people make poor decisions when they're stressed out too. They've done studies that show that you're like a whole standard deviation less intelligent if when you're under stress and under pressure. So that's the way to go. So one just a little bit more here. Any regrets? Any regrets about us so far? About your journey? Anything you could have done better?
Yeah, yeah. Again, with that honesty, that balance. I just, honestly, I wish I'd found y'all sooner, right? All those years of like allowing my money to sit in savings. It's not earning anything. And I guess sometimes I get a little frustrated. I get a little hung up on maybe the opportunities that I lost. But at the same time, it's like, you don't know what you don't know, right? And I'm here now, right? And the future is bright. And so I don't think I'm alone with people who probably feel that way about their investing journey. And so I'm being honest when I say I feel it, but also like, let's not get hung up on it. Let's look forward to the future. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, no, 100%. That's that's the whole thing. You're here now, and there's no need to mull over the past. There's nothing that you can't change the past. Let's just look forward to the bright future and keep it going. So thanks for doing so well. Thanks for hopping on this call with me today. Good luck with everything. Have a blast in Asia. Do the beaches, do the food, do some temples, do all the things. And yeah, and please, check back in with me whenever, or with one of our team members. They'd always love to hear with you. And have a wonderful day, Marcus.
Yeah. Thank you, David. Right back at you. It's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. It means a lot.
Anytime, Marcus. Anytime. We love you. All right. Take care.